Hello my friends, today I would like to talk about something serious. The danger of Russian strikes on European countries is unfortunately quite high today, especially given the recent drone incursions into Poland and Romania. And frankly speaking, I have a small flashback because in 2021 I was preparing survival guides for Ukrainian citizens, which took place literally months before the Russian invasion. And now I find myself basically doing the same kind of guide, but for European citizens to help them survive the Russian airstrikes that are already taking place. Today we will walk through what you need to know, what kind of threats we're facing, and most importantly, what you can do step by step to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your home. Everything I say here is based on Ukrainian experience, so stay tuned. What is a Shahed drone? Shahed is a family of kamikaze drones originally made in Iran and now used by Russia, among others. They are essentially one-way attack drones. Once they are launched, they go to the target and basically detonate. The warhead, the explosive charge, is often in the range of 30 to 50 kilograms of high explosives. In smaller models like Shahed 131, sometimes called Gerань 1, the charge is much smaller, about 15 kilograms. As for the range, the larger Shahed drones can fly very far. For Shahed 136, the Russians call them Gerань 2. Estimates usually vary, but many sources say between 1,000 kilometers and 2,500 kilometers, depending on its payload. As for the speed, they are not supersonic, but they are fast enough to pose a real threat. For example, Shahed 136 flies around 185 kilometers per hour in many estimates. As for the guidance and control, they often use GPS or GLONASS satellite navigation, together with an inertial navigation system. Some versions have telemetry, some come equipped with Elon Musk's Starlinks, some provide video feeds or equipped with other sensors that allow mid-flight updates. So as you probably understand, these are not small toy drones. They carry enough explosive to seriously damage buildings, injure people, and cause enormous destruction, especially if many of them are used at once, like Russia does today. Let's talk about what kind of damage a warhead of, say, 50-40 kilograms can do. It's not much compared to Russian missiles with warheads that weigh half a ton, but still it's much bigger than artillery shells. Based on Ukrainian experience, when 40-50 kilograms of explosives go off against a building, the blast can destroy walls, windows, doors, the shock wave can travel through rooms, and if it's near or inside, many internal partitions, ceilings can collapse. There's also a risk of fragmentation, pieces of metal, debris, glass flying inside, which can injure or cause lethality even away from the point of impact. If the building is old or poorly reinforced or has weak materials, damage is unfortunately much worse in most cases. Sometimes part of the building section, a floor or several rooms, can collapse due to explosion. Even if the structure holds, the damage caused to utilities, electricity, water pipes, gas is highly likely. So as you see, it's not simply scary, it's actually dangerous. And modern drones are more precise. Sometimes they're also more powerful, and the risk is unfortunately increasing. Now, what to do during a Shahed drone attack? What has worked in Ukraine and what you should plan for? First of all, if there is a bomb shelter or designated safe shelter, go there immediately when you hear an air raid or drone alert. These shelters are designed to protect you better than anything in a normal building. They have thicker walls, they are located underground, usually there's less windows and more structural protection. But if there is no accessible shelter or you choose to stay home, Go to the most central part of your home, ideally to a room without windows or with the least exposure to the outside. Bathrooms, corridors often work. The bathtub basically turned into a safe bed for many Ukrainian families since it can also protect you from fragments. Use the rule of having two walls between you and the outside. That means that you want at least two solid walls, either brick or concrete, separating you from the street or outside where the drone might hit. This helps with both blast protection and debris. Ukrainian experience showed that people hiding in corridors during the airstrikes often survived. But also be realistic, because some strikes are actually big enough to collapse entire sections of buildings. If your building is in a high-risk area and you have time, go to shelter with your family. Now, what to do if you're caught outside when the attack started? First of all, don't panic and try to move quickly to some building or enter some interior. Avoid open spaces because, yes, the building might collapse, but it might also save you not only from the blast, but also fragments that pose much higher danger in the open. Now, if you are caught off guard and you can already hear the sound of a drone flying in the air and there's nowhere to hide, use the general rule. Lie flat, protect your head, and keep away from windows, because when you're lying down, your chances to survive the blast and fragments are much higher. And of course, stay calm, follow alerts, and keep listening to the radio, apps, alarms for different updates, or the all clear command. And also, don't go outside until you are sure it's safe. If you decided to go to the bomb shelter, of course, you should prepare something very essential that every Ukrainian family has at home. I'm talking about the emergency backpack. You should prepare it in advance so then when an alert happens, you can take it quickly and rush out of your apartment to the shelter. What to include? First of all, your documents, ID, passports, all the important papers. You better keep them in your backpack. Phone and power bank and also charger will be handy, and also enough drinking water. I think 1 or 2 bottles are usually fine. Also, you should have snacks like energy bars, for example, generally whatever lasts longer. Also, in your backpack, you should have any medicine that you use regularly, and also, if possible, a small first aid kit that should include at least 1 tourniquet. Don't forget some clothes, some warm layer if shelter is cold, or if you're sweaty and need to change, but don't pile clothes in your backpack. A small mat is also good to have if there's, for example, not much space to sit in the shelter, so you can put it on the ground. Flashlight, it's essential to have one, of course, and make sure that it works and that the batteries are good. And optionally, something like a whistle or a signal device in case of being trapped or needing help, because such situations unfortunately may happen. It is important to remember that generally you are not going to stay in the bomb shelter for days. The air raids or drone attacks typically last several hours at most, but you should be ready if staying longer become necessary. Also, if people are sharing a shelter, be very considerate. Keep quiet, be clean, and share space with other people. What I can say in closing is that despite the Russian threat, we are not powerless. When we prepare, when we know what's at stake, when we act together, we can of course survive, like Ukrainians do. The experience of Ukraine shows that ordinary people, families, the communities can always reduce risk, protect each other, and stay resilient when they know at least basic things about surviving an airstrike and have some basic standard operational procedure. So make your plan today, learn where your nearest shelters are located, have the emergency bag ready, it's extremely important. Also talk to your family about what to do in case. Always stay informed and calm, because situational awareness is always important. No matter where you are in Europe, fortunately or unfortunately, but we are together in this, my dear friends. And if we are prepared, we will survive. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe and share. My name is Operator Starsky. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe to UATV English and stay updated on the most important events, top news from Ukraine and all over the world, in-depth analysis, exclusive reports and interviews, all on hand in our channel. Join our community of viewers and stay tuned.